Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Tuesday, August the 22nd, 2023. Just doing a real estate tap-in with you for today. So, big headline today was how home sales have fallen. And they're really down a lot in the Northeast, almost 6%, from June to July. So it looks like, the buyers are kind of taking a step back right now. It's not really affecting the home prices because with the lack of inventory, people are still bidding, at or above asking price, the people that are, in the market looking for homes. So, this rising interest rate, what happens with rising interest rates is that demand kind of dips, and then the other side of it is that supposedly more supply is supposed to come onto the market. We haven't really seen a significant uptake in supply. Maybe a small rise, 0.1% or something like that, but not a significant increase of the supply. So that's keeping the housing prices up. Whenever you sell the property for, it's probably going to be at or above your asking price. Not too many people are having to bring the price down or make any type of adjustments that way. So that's where we're at, and we're in August. Usually things start to soften, but we actually saw more activity back in January when, a lot of people usually don't buy houses at the beginning of the year, January, February, somewhere in there, March. So it's real interesting right now. It's a different market right now, different, what's going on than usual. So we'll have to see how things, go, but people are going to stay in their homes for right now. Unless you have some type of situation, something where you just have to kind of move and make some adjustments. So there are some of those opportunities out there as well. So for what we've been trying to talk about and trying to do, if we are able to find a situation where somebody needs to move on from the property, and we can create the financing for the buyer, you're gonna have buyers out there. Finding a buyer right now is probably not, the problem. It's being able to find a property where you can offer the financing, to someone to buy the property. It's probably more of a challenge right now, but there probably be more of those opportunities as well coming up, because we'll see what happens with these interest rates and the job market. We may see some, layoffs and things like that coming up. So people may be in more of a position that they, probably gonna need to sell their home. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. Nobody wants to see, a massive job loss and things of that nature. But, that's something that could be a result of what the Fed is trying to do in terms of taming inflation and getting it down to the number that they're attempting to get it down to, that 2% level. So, but there are opportunities still out there, like I said, in terms of different investors, wholesalers getting properties at a certain percentage of the value, and then being able to offer financing for end buyers. So if you're interested in trying to learn about that, look at deals like that, please comment, please reach out. We're always looking for funding partners, especially in the affordable markets. There are markets across the country where you can find affordable housing. Sometimes it costs just as much, or maybe slightly, a little bit more than what it is to rent, to be a homeowner. Also, what's contributing to this too is that the banking side of things is tightening up. So, maybe somebody that could get a loan 6 months ago, a year ago, now that there's a shift in the market, that same person can't get qualified. So you have those buyers out there as well. They have the good income, maybe they have a bruise or two on their credit. For whatever reason, they can't go down to their lending institution, you know, their Bank of America, Chase, or whatever, and get approved. So we can kind of create housing opportunities for them, buying opportunities for them. And let's just say if they stay in the property, or, you know, make the payment for 6 months, a year, or whatever, and then refinance. Because with seller financing, we usually have an interest rate above, you know, what the normal interest rate is. So, you know, our interest rate could be between 10 and 12%, just based on, you know, what the standard interest rates are at the bank. Because if somebody could go to the bank, they would, but with us, they can pay a higher interest rate because we are creating this financing for them. So that's why if you have private money, you know, you want to look to put it somewhere, you can kind of create these opportunities by offering financing to people and be at a good interest rate. So and then it'll be an incentive for that person, you know, maybe they stay in the property a year or whatever, and then they refinance. So they go from, you know, 10.5%, 11% interest rate down to 7.5%, or even if it goes to 8%, you know, they most likely will save on their monthly, you know, they're going to save a good amount on their monthly payment. But at that time, when they refinance, you as the investor have to get paid off. They've made you a certain amount of, you know, made payments for a certain amount of time. You've collected those, you've collected a down payment, and then there's still an unpaid balance, you know, in 6 months, a year when they refinance. So just a really good strategy right now. Looking for those that want to take advantage of the opportunity. Just depending on what it is that you want to do, we can find a space for you, you know, in the note creating and note buying business. So reach out. All right, we'll talk to you soon. 12:30. Anybody wants to, you know, ask any questions about real estate notes, real estate note investing, seller financing, we make ourselves available at that time. Take questions, and we'll probably come back tonight as well, maybe around 8:30, if anybody has any questions. So, but you can check in on my Instagram at Abundant Capital Group at 12:30 if you have any questions. You know, if you want to ask anything or know anything, you can reach out at that time. And if not, look for me later on tonight at Abundant Capital Group. Again, just to answer questions if anybody has any. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.